man, this is, I don't care what nobody said. I don't care. This is my president, okay? The so-called convicted felon, whatever you want to call him. This is my president, man. And I'm standing on that, man. I don't care what nobody got to say, man. This is my president. Common sense. And we desperately need common sense back in this great nation. Oh, sweet America, this great country. We need it back, man. Common sense. Ah, boy, I got tears in my eyes. I don't watch this clip about 100 times, man.
Something here. I did have something I would show you. Wait a minute. I don't know if you've seen it. I used it once. Oh, I have it. I do have it. Look at this. Look at this. So, this is TikTok, right? I don't know if I like the company. I've never met. I have no idea. They're so lucky. Look at all the television. This is the greatest commercial they ever had. But that's what happened. This is inflation. This is TikTok. This is TikTok. This is inflation. This is what's happened. I just happened to have somebody gave me this one today. I said, I think we'll put it up as an example of inflation. But you know what? Inflation is destroying our country. There's something here.
Oh man. Okay, enough laughing. Nothing. Okay, it's fun. This is actually fun to get a little sad, y'all. This is fun to get sad. Enough laughing. Stop all that laughing. This is some serious stuff, man. I don't know why y'all be laughing at me. It's some serious stuff. You know, people are struggling, man. You know, but hey, the Biden-Harris accomplishments. The Biden-Harris did an amazing. They said they did an amazing job. The Bidenomics is working. Joe says y'all need to rewrite. Need to rewrite it. Y'all been writing it wrong. That his policies are working. You just can't make this up.
ABC News talked to a panel of black voters in Philadelphia and got their take on the Biden-Harris economy. It wasn't good.
What do you care about most right now?
Economics, education, reentry.
What are they going to do for my people that lives in the communities where I am from? How can they go into a home and help that family to save their children? We need the funding. We want the help.
If a working class mom who works as a paralegal cannot buy a $2 bell pepper because it's now $5, imagine a mother living on food stamps. Imagine a mother who's making minimum wage trying to feed children. They're killing us without killing us. It's either feed my child or how about feed my children and I don't.
God bless her.
Wow.
Steve Moore, economic advisor to.
Oh boy. What's going on, beautiful people, my brothers and sisters around the world, them beautiful patriots. I hope everybody is blessed, well, healthy, and that nothing but the best is going on in all you beautiful people's life, man. But as you can see, man, you know, these are the times that we're living in, man, and I just want to wish everybody the best, man. Prayers, love to all you guys, man. Wishing the best for you and your family, your kids, your friends, the neighbors, the strangers around the world. Don't care what you look like, don't care where you're from, what your age is, we don't see color. One love to the human race, man. You know, if we knew how to come together and love one another, you know, and we had common sense, if we made common sense great again, we wouldn't even be in this predicament, man. But we are now just a complete laughing stock. There's no common sense. There's so much hatred now. Divided, man. Failed policies. Different face, same policies. People still clapping it on. You know, people ducking and dodging, hiding in the corner. Don't want to do an interview or answer any kind of questions. dodging debates. But people are clapping this on still. Meanwhile, you got what actually leaders are supposed to look like. No matter how nasty, rude you are to them, how disrespectful you are, you bring up, nasty things, trying to make them look even worse from the past, and they still set the record straight. They're answering questions from everybody. They're walking on the CNNs, the MSNBCs. They walking in the lion's den, places that most won't go, and they're going. Huge shout out to that Trump and Vance ticket, man. They not hiding. They're talking about policies and how they're gonna solve and fix these problems and issues that we have. Trump had an amazing rally today, man. What do y'all think of that? Comment down below. Well, we're gonna get into this, man. And seeing that clip of that mother, man, that really broke my heart. I ain't gonna lie to you guys, man. I still can't get that out of my head. Because that was real. And I want to send my love to all my parents out there, to anyone out there, man, that's just trying to make ends meet right now. That's working 2 to 3 jobs, 4 jobs. That's riding with that check engine light on. Y'all, we make jokes about the stuff like that, but it's real, man. Just trying to get from point A to point B. It's real, man. I love y'all. Let's don't jump in, man. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button, join the family. It's a lot of loving patriots over here, a lot of amazing people from all over the place, man. We have an amazing family on the channel. I love you guys. And I love reading the comment section. I love reading my DMs, my email. I have to respond back to so many of you guys that I still haven't gotten to respond back to. So be on the lookout. We're going to be sending out more mega hats and more signed hats. If you want a signed hat, be sure to reach out to me. We got a lot going on, man. And it's happening very, very fast. But we got 83 days, y'all. 83, baby. Let's get into it.
How fast prices are going up. The rate of inflation tells us that. And today, we see consumer prices went up year over year, prices by 2.9%. Now, while that remains much higher than when Biden and Kamala Harris took office, this new number is the lowest we have seen in 3 years since March of 2021. But the prices are still going up, just not as fast. That's what that means. And Americans are hurting. They tell us every day. Just a couple of headlines now. Financial pressures on American consumers continue to rise. And paying the bills is harder than ever. Are voters supposed to feel joy? Certainly very little joy when everyday expenses like food, gas, housing, energy, even auto insurance and pet food have skyrocketed by double digits since Biden and Harris both took office. Vice President Kamala Harris has begun to shift her stump speeches to reflect the economy more and what she says, despite promising to tackle high prices for years, we still have them.
The cost of groceries has gone up. The cost of gas has gone up. It's one of the highest priorities, actually, for the president and for me. Fighting inflation is one of our administration's top economic priorities.
For many Americans, prices are still too high, and we still have work to do to address that.
When I am president, it will be my day one priority to fight to bring down prices.
A recent Financial Times poll shows just 1/3 of people saying that they think they would be better off financially under Kamala Harris. NBC News talked to a panel of...
I wonder what those 1/3 of people are drinking. I'm sorry, y'all. What are they drinking? Put that bottle down. Put it down. And what is that you got sitting next to it? Is that Moja Wonja? Because I knew I smelled someone when I walked up here and it was real loud. Put it down. listening to that Megan Thee Stallion stuff and that all that twerking, rappity jap jap stuff. Don't know what's going on. Clueless.
Black voters in Philadelphia and got their take on the Biden-Harris economy. It wasn't good.
What do you care about most right now?
Economics, education, reentry.
What are they going to do for my people that lives in the communities where I am from? How can they go into a home and help that family to save their children? We need the funding. We want the help.
If a working class mom who works as a paralegal cannot buy a $2 bell pepper because it's now $5, imagine a mother living on food stamps. Imagine a mother who's making minimum wage trying to feed children. They're killing us without killing us. It's either feed my child or how about feed my children and I don't eat.
God bless her. Steve Moore, economic advisor to former President Trump. Look, I want to make it very clear. The prices likely may not go back to what they were before this administration. I mean, I've had experts tell me that. I'd like to get your thoughts on it as well. So do we have to adjust to a new normal that woman was just laying out if we don't do something drastic moving forward?
Yeah, Harris, it's interesting because if you look at what happened under Trump, Black Americans had the biggest income gains of any president in history. Black Americans did very well. Also, the lowest unemployment rates and the lowest poverty rates ever for Black Americans. And then you contrast that with what's happening today. And that focus group was very interesting. I mean, I hear the same thing when I talk to Hispanic parents, when I talk to Black parents, and everybody's really been crushed by this inflation. And you raised a very good point earlier, Harris. You hit the nail right on the head. That yes, the rate of inflation is coming down, but everything's still getting more expensive. And so if you look at just the price of going to McDonald's, if you look at the price of buying meat and eggs at the grocery store, if you look at people's rent and mortgages, those are up in some cases by 25 and 30%. A new report just came out yesterday by the Federal Reserve Bank showing that Americans are having to go further into debt, Harris, because they cannot pay their bills. This is not a good economy. Yeah. It's an economy that's really stressing out middle class and lower income people. One of the things I brought up with former President Trump recently in an interview was the fact that counseling credit organizations are seeing a hike, a tremendous hike in people trying to figure out, well, can somebody help me figure out how to make my money pay more bills? What do I need to give up? That sort of thing. They need counseling because they're carrying so much debt. They're buying food, groceries with credit cards. So we know people are hurting, and now the people who help them are just overwhelmed with the level of need that's out there. I want to get to this. President Biden, with a rare public outing yesterday, answered this question about the new Democratic presidential nominee, Kamala Harris. Let's watch.
How much more progressive is Vice President Harris than you as a candidate in the general?
The issues we've worked on together have made great progress economically. No one calls what we did on infrastructure progressive. It's a good policy. So that's what it's like.
Here's a peek at some of those wildly expensive policies that Biden claims no one calls progressive. The Inflation Reduction Act, which didn't actually do that. Multiple student loan bailouts against the U.S. Supreme Court. He still wanted to move, didn't care about that. The American Rescue Plan, the infrastructure bill, a $1.4 trillion debt increase across fiscal years 2022 and 2023, and slowing leases on federal land for oil and gas drilling. Look, and I also want to point out that shortly after he got into office, Joe Biden declared that the pandemic was over. So continuing to spend money, I don't know what the plan was there, but it hurt us. Steve.
Well, by the way, more people died of COVID under Biden than under Trump, which is amazing because the most virulent strain of COVID happened under Trump.
That's true.
So when Kamala Harris attacks Trump for his handling of COVID, and look, mistakes were certainly made under Trump, but it was much, much worse under Biden. All of those numbers that you've been showing indicate that you had a prosperity under Trump. people's incomes were going up. The average family gained about $5,000 to $6,000 in income, which was a record for the United States. And under Joe Biden, even with the rate of inflation coming down, the average family today, Harris, is about $2,000 poorer than they were when Trump left office. In other words, people haven't gained ground, they've lost ground. Now, Kamala Harris was in charge of two things as vice president. We all know that she was the czar for the border. That didn't work out so well. We had the worst border ever. And she also was one who was in charge of helping bring down inflation. That didn't work very well either. And I'll repeat one other thing, because I think most of your viewers know this, but she cast the tie-breaking vote in the United States Senate for those two multi-trillion-dollar spending bills.
Yeah.
People are still clapping. Again, we're not against a candidate. We're against the machine. And then they're trying to make her look more moderate. Like she's not copying policies, reversing policies. You know what Grandma used to say? Once they show you your true colors, that's their true colors. There it is.
I mean, Biden has often said that she's the last person in the room on all of the decisions that are important to Americans. She was there. It's her administration, too. And just yesterday, the campaign, or day before yesterday, her campaign put out that there's no daylight between Biden and Kamala Harris and their policies. So I think it's clear. And what hasn't worked, I would surmise, would be the continuation of what we'd see now unless something drastic changes. Steve Moore, thank you.
So this is, one just last point. I want people to really understand that last point that you just made. Kamala Harris is running on the Biden agenda. She is joined at the hip with Biden. So I guess what Donald Trump should say is, if you like the last 4 years, you're going to get 4 more years of this under Kamala Harris. I happen to think it's been a disaster. I think most Americans do, too.
Steve Moore, great to have you in focus. Thank you.
Hey, Sean. Common sense. It all comes down to common sense. Can we? And again, I believe that majority of we the people has common sense. I know right now it's some that still over emotions over facts. They still have their feelings are hurt. They didn't like that Trump said this or he did. Again, I know, but it's gonna have to come down to facts over emotions, man. And this thing is gonna be too big to rig. Simple as that. And again, they already have the vote, man. Now they just got to continue to stay adults, focus on the policies, about talking about what they're going to continue to do about solving the problems in the main issues, and we walk away with a big win, man. But again, it got to be too big to rig, because man. What they say in 2020, we took a nap, fell asleep, and woke up and said, whoa, what happened? But yeah, man. Because boy, that machine, you see that machine turned off during the Biden debate. They had to get that machine back running again. They had to rig it up, add new parts to it. Yeah. Y'all know what I'm talking about. I done said this about 100 videos. A machine, man. And again, people are you just can't make this up, man. But I do believe that we're gonna make common sense great again, man. That we're gonna have common sense again. It's simply common sense. Even though right now it is kind of scary because there's not a lot of common sense flowing through here. Clueless, lost, woke, the woke culture. You know, everything woke. You see what happened to everything woke. You know, and you got it's just not. She wants to take. They want to take credit for this, and that, but don't want to take no accountability for what's going on. You know, lie to the American people. But hey, Joe was as sharp as a tack. And then we had to finally watch the machine completely shut off during the debate. You know, for millions and billions of people to see. Laughing. Complete laughing stock. But hey, he was as sharp as a tack. The Bidenomics is working. All right. But I love you guys, man. Too big to rig. We are 83 days out, man. The fight continues. And it's only going to get better from here. You know. The honeymoon stage is about come to an end. I'll be honest with you. And Elon Musk interview is still trending. Whoa, boy. But I'm wishing the best in all you guys' life, man. Before we get out of here, I want to wish the best in everybody's life. Send my love and prayers to you guys. If you get a chance to be a blessing to somebody, please take the opportunity and do so. People are struggling. Millions are dying and declining right now, man. It's serious out here. So if you get a chance to love on anybody, you know, be a blessing, please take the opportunity, man. Take the opportunity. I love you guys, and I will catch you beautiful people in the next one. Peace and love, y'all.